Hello everyone, it's Gene here today again, and I'm going to give you another battle showcase. This time, I'm a little bit more prepared. I got some notes that I wrote down, and we're just going to get right into a battle here. It's another campaign battle, and we're playing a different version of the mod this time. We got 0.625 that we're working on currently, and we've done a few changes, especially to the regular US regulars and how they work. As you can see, we're at the first bull run. The Confederates have set up a pretty good position here on the hill. It's actually pretty surprising now how well the AI, I shouldn't say surprising, but it's a pleasant surprise how well the AI is handling itself. And you'll see that this is not a battle that goes particularly well for me. Of course, I didn't try my best either, but as you'll see, the odds were against me. I will say that, just like in the real battle. We got most of our division set up here. Johnston hasn't arrived yet, and we're currently just having a little bit of an artillery duel with the Confederates. And as you can see, we've now introduced a unit nickname system for all these units. So if you have a special unit, say the Stonewall Brigade, they will be named the Stonewall Brigade, just like in the vanilla historical battles. We got... I'm gonna speed up here a little bit. As you can see, most of the AI here is very entrenched, so trying to get their units that are in cover is going to be a bad day, and Hunt has already taken a lot of losses. And you can see there that artillery is really doing a job there. He's wavering already. What's Richardson doing? It's strange. Gonna pull him back. This is also another pre-recorded video, I should say. So all of these voiceovers are done in post. Kind of helps me gather my thoughts a lot better. Got the LA Tigers coming in. And as you can see on the map there, they show up as LA Tigers and not Evans or whatever officer is leading them. So, back to artillery. You're going to see artillery doing a lot more work. One of the most important things as well is not only providing counter battery fire, but also positioning is so much more important than in vanilla. If you lose your battery, you're also giving the enemy an advantage over you when it comes to the victory bar. Routed units matter a lot, and the game doesn't differentiate between, say, a 3,000-man brigade and an 80-man company battery. So you still gotta keep your batteries safe and try to keep them away from harm's way. So if they're a bit green, or if they're not very experienced, I would recommend not really putting them in the front line of fire. Or you could decide to give them lots of experience by risking it and sending them up to the front where they can deal canister fire. Slowly arriving here now. My batteries have already taken quite a few losses here. As you can see, morale resilience is particularly low in the early war. And because of these batteries are so small, they will break a lot quicker because the morale loss resilience will build up quicker than, say, in a 120 to 240 man battalion battery. And I wasn't really quite able to get bombardment to work here. I don't know what's wrong. It does work when I put it under the AI's control, but I think it's just something to do with my hotkeys or something. I'll have to look into that. Got 11 losses there. The Heinzelman. This battle is going to be a lot shorter than the last battle showcase. I'm going to speed up a lot, and I mostly just want to show you this battle because of how well the AI did and how poorly I did. Another thing I should point out, and this is an issue we're trying to solve, but it's quite hard because of how the game is set up. And it has to do with the game objectives. Each time you load into a battle, a lot of the battle, how the battle's going to play out, depends on the objectives you're given. So, because the AI has a 5-point and a 10-point objective, they get a 15 leverage on the victory bar. That matters a lot because it also means that the battle is probably going to last a lot shorter. As you can see there, 15. And it also means that if you want to have a better chance at succeeding, you might want to do what I usually do, which is save scum and just reload your save until you get the best the best game objectives on the map. Which is a fundamental issue of the game itself, and it's very hard to fix that, but we are currently trying to find a solution for it. But that's just something it's a good piece of fact to know about. I'm gonna slowly advance now, trying to encircle them, and so far no sight of Johnston, so I should still outnumber the AI. We are still balancing the starting forces for 0.625. So some of these numbers can be a little bit off. For example, the Confederates should have a few batteries and not as much cavalry as they do. The reason why we inflate some of the numbers sometimes is just to get the AI not to merge the units. At a certain strength level, they automatically merge the units. And just trying to avoid that from happening. I will also say, pardon if I sound a bit stuffed, I got a little bit of a cold going on. Alright, got Heinzelman moving in now. And now I'm going to, which I usually do, never at corps or army level, but I like to put my units under divisional AI control. Of course, I do still detach and micromanage some of the brigades, but I try not to overly game the game, so to say. I think Johnston should be arriving soon. We are at 4 p.m. It is getting late. We've also completely redone the order of battle for the starting Confederate armies just because we want to avoid grand batteries and have them spread out their artillery more. We are, however, still working on that, and hopefully by the next version we'll have it figured out. Looking back at this, I was a bit slow to sort of start my attack, but it's discouraging because of the very good terrain that they're in, and getting into the artillery canister range is just, well, it's not a good idea. And here's the first bits of Johnston's army. Don't know why Bushrod Johnston is leading a brigade. We'll have to look into that. But we got the Stonewall Brigade there. We got Stewart's cavalry. And the odds are looking very much against me. Matthews Hill looks very unprotected, so I'm going to try and make a move for it. Excuse me. Alright, time to try and push finally. We are going to write some house rules for the mod as well, that we will publish on the Steam forums, as well as publish on the unofficial Discord. Which, by the way, shout out to the unofficial Discord for Grand Tactician. That is a lot of batteries. And they have set up a grand battery right there, which is going to prove to be extremely effective. And I think that's Ricketts that just took off there. Yep. First infantry fire going on in the forest there. I should say now with the skirmishers to the left that we have decreased the effectiveness of skirmishers. They are reduced in size to 150, and they break a lot quicker. We mainly did that because skirmishers were already OP as it was. They inflict a lot more casualties in small arms fire than regular infantry brigades. So, and you could already kind of cheese a lot with the skirmishers. So having them at 150 kind of just made sense. As you saw there, sometimes the AI does kind of mess up a little bit. Nothing a little bit of micro can't solve. Sorry about my Steam there. I will remember to turn it off for the next time. Turn down the graphics a little bit, I think. It's a little bit too laggy for my taste. Nope. Still think I gotta turn it down a little bit more. Around there, I think. Yeah, as you can see now, they got a completely solid line set up there at Henry Hill. It's nigh on almost impossible to break that. But if I had tried more, I would probably have pulled some kind of pincer, moved Heinzelman and Runyon to the left and flanked around. But this is just a battle showcase. I just wanted to show off a time where the AI actually was a challenge. And I encourage a lot of people, speaking of the house rules we're going to make, I encourage a lot of people who are playing the Union to engage in the first bull run and not withdraw and play it out and see if you can do better than me. And then send me a screenshot of your results. I'll be interested to see. Got the Stonewall Brigade defending Matthews Hill. It's something I don't know if I touched on in the last battle showcase, but something that we've done, obviously, is we've decreased small arms casualty rate. So, rifles, muskets, anything that infantry or cavalry carries is going to inflict less casualties. Reason being, we wanted to make battle casualty rates just more realistic, I suppose. And we're still tweaking this, but I feel like we've gotten to a good, happy place. Kind of a sweet spot. But I would say the small arms are about 25% less effective. Or I shouldn't say effective, but they are 25... They will kill 25% less than they kill before. Around that number. Oh, I'm not doing well here. That's a weird way. That's a weird pathfinding right there. I think that was Key's brigade that's running. I could be wrong. Could also be Howard, I think. Oh no, Howard's with Heinzelman. I forgot. I do really like how battles feel so much more different than in vanilla, especially with the new weapon ranges. It gets a lot more up and personal, artillery can be more effective that way, and attacking a defensive position is even more of a chore? I don't know. It's more of a task to deal with. And the AI, most of all, the AI understands the weapon ranges a lot more than you do in vanilla. Because even though we have differences in ranges, they don't differentiate that much to the point where you can cheese or outrange someone. And even if you have access to the Whitworth rifle, which has a range of 395, I think we set it at, it's still going to cost you tooth and nail to buy, because I think 1,000 rifles is around, I don't remember the exact number, but it's at least over 4 million, something like that. We've increased the production factor and the costs of weapons, depending on complexity, or depending on just the rifle itself, up by a lot. So you can no longer cheese by buying the Drace needle gun or the Whitworth rifle without setting yourself into serious debt. Which perfectly makes sense. I think the player should be allowed to be able to use weapons that historically weren't used. I mean, the Whitworth rifle was, but the Drace needle rifle, the Drace gun wasn't. So, giving the player a choice, but allowing it to be a trade-off of some sort. The same goes for things like Gatling guns and other things that were in limited supply throughout the war. We don't want those to dominate the battlefield like it does in vanilla. Frankly, it's honestly a bit ridiculous how easily in vanilla you'll get armies just equipping Gatling guns like it's a 6-pounder default gun. You know? We want to move away from the arcadey feel of the game, and I think we're on a good track of doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna lose here. I've already realized it. So I'm just gonna try and get as much kills and XP as I can here. But yeah, this was a loss. And did I try my best to win? No, I did not. But I would argue even if I did, it would have been difficult to pull off. Part of the reason is because the AI had 2 objectives worth 15 points. That already set me back. Another reason is morale. But a lot as well as just how well the AI had set up a position on Henry Ho. And I thought that was really cool, so I wanted to show that off. Something else we're going to do for this battle is we're going to transfer... Oh, sorry. Again. We're going to transfer this battle into the campaign, and I'm going to go through a couple of campaign things in a campaign showcase. It'll be set right after this battle, and I'll explain some things that we've changed with the campaign and the mod. But we're gonna just watch as my army routes here. Try and get some more kills in, but those guns are tearing me up. All right, 5, 4. As you can see, the AI, sorry, pardon me, the artillery levels up a lot better now as well, thanks to the increased casualty rates that they inflict. I think we've got the perk XP almost set up perfectly. We just need to balance it a little bit more. That should be the end of that, I believe. Yes. Alright, that's a fairly realistic result. I did a little bit worse than they did historically. But, thank you for watching. We're going to also show you the defamed officer, I believe. I'm not going to spoil it, but you'll see. Thank you for watching. As always, if you want to reach out, you can reach me on Steam or Discord. I'm always happy to answer any questions. Please have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.